This is a mini learning lunch workshop. This is number 2 of 8, part 2 of 8, about how to get into your personal power and flow. If you missed yesterday's learning lunch workshop, just go down to the link below and it should guide you to that video. So yesterday I had you kind of look around your physical spaces, maybe look into your phone and see what you are focused on. I kind of alluded to the fact that part of where your personal power and flow comes is what you are focused on. And then I just kind of left it at that. So what we're going to do today is we're going to kind of rate, if you will, the intensity, the positive, the negative of the different things that you wrote down on your list. So join me. I'm going to screencastify. I'm going to switch from my phone to my computer and kind of walk you through the rating process. All right. Welcome. So here's what we're going to do. I want you to open up your browser tab. You're just going to go to Google. You can type in highest possibility states. HIGHTSTPOSSIBILITYSTATES.com. That should bring you to this site. It's really nice up here. There's just the free resources if you want to check out some other things. There's some other things on the site, but all I really need you to do is click on free resources. Here you are going to find the appendices. It's kind of like a preview for the book that I'm going to be releasing in June, but it also has here the transcript of yesterday's video, so if you want to, you can click to download that. I will actually be uploading this video right here. I've got a nice little space for that here, but I needed the materials on here first. So go to Focus Power Rating Scale and you're going to click here to download. And if you want to, you could subscribe to this website to get any updates on what I put on here. All right, so it went down into my downloads. I'm going to open up my downloads. And here's the rating scale. Actually, I think it's called Focus Rating Scale Doc. So now that is going to open. Now, it is a Word document. If you have pages, like for example, I do, I don't actually have Word. You can actually fill this out in Word. Or if you have pages like I do, you can double click or right click. You can say open with, and you can go to pages. That's what I'm going to use because I'm a Mac user. But both will work. All right, it's just going to take a little bit of time here. What you also want is you want to get out your list, or at least have a mental list or whatever, wherever you put that list. If you put it on Post-it, if you put it in a notebook, if you put it on your phone, you're going to want to grab that. Okay? Alrighty, so basically I wrote the directions as if somebody was actually going to be seeing this checklist for the first time. And so there are actually directions here. If you didn't actually do the suggestion about looking around you or looking in your phone, the directions are here for that as well. So if you have your list, you can just go straight to the list. And if you did not create a list yesterday, what you're going to do is you're going to pull out your phone. You're going to look at the last several pictures that you have on there. Maybe even scroll through a couple to see in general what are some categories. And then what you're going to do is you're going to find, try to create. There isn't a specific number. It could be 3, it could be 5, it could be 10, it could be 12. And you're going to create a list of categories of things that seem kind of important to you. So here was my list yesterday. And as I told people, I'm in a pretty good place right now. But then I also made a list for other people, like where I was 12 years ago. When I wasn't necessarily in my highest possibility state. And so let me take my list from 12 years ago. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things on there, okay? And what you see here is you're going to write down your list, your 5, 10, 12 things, and you're going to think of them as categories. So for example, family, friends, good food, work, fitness, desire, whatever. And then what you're going to kind of think about is that positive or negative. If you actually have your list, you could just write things down. So for example, losing weight. How do I feel about that? Maybe I should even put an N in there for neutral. I'm kind of neutral about it. Sometimes I don't really like it, but it's probably a good thing. Getting fit, I think, is positive, so I'm going to put a little plus down on my list here. Being noticed and feeling attractive. Again, I'm going to kind of put like a neutral for that one. Maybe that is a positive. Having a good time. At the time, that was positive for me. And feeling good, I think that's positive for anybody. Okay, so I kind of put like a positive or neutral or negative next to my 5 words on my list. And then it says, so think about if it was, how intense you felt the feeling was on a scale of 1 through 6, okay? So on my list here, I have like family, +6, friends, +5, good food, +4, work, -1, fitness, -3, desire, -2. So there is no right and wrong. So then in addition, these are just suggestions to get you thinking. Now kind of think about the word that might go with your list, or if you want. Actually, now that I'm thinking about this, you could probably even skip this whole word part. You could probably just do the positive or negative and then the intensity of the feeling, okay? That's probably the fastest way. If you want to dive down deeper into what those words make you feel, there's a whole bunch of lists of words here. And that might be actually more for when we get into heaven and earth, highest possibility states, when we actually do the workshops, because then this might make more sense to us later. So maybe just to save time, just write down your list, put a plus or a minus next to your words if they're positive or negative, and then rate them on a scale of intensity of 1 through 6. So I have it here, but I also have my list here. So now what I'll do is I'll rate it on a scale of 1 to 6 of intensity. Losing weight is kind of neutral, so I guess I'm going to give it like a 3. Getting fit is positive. It generally makes me feel pretty good. I'm going to do like a 4, maybe a 4.5. Being noticed, feeling attractive, I have a neutral. I'll give that a 3. Having a good time. At the time, I really, really did like that, so I might give it a 5. And feeling good, when I feel good, that makes me feel really good. So maybe like a 5 or a 6. Maybe I'll give it like a 5.5. How about that? Okay, so now I have a plus, a minus, and I gave them a number. If you want to think about the different feelings that these cause in you, you can look into those. But to be honest, I think we can just kind of skip ahead. All right, so now when I scroll down, you're going to take the words that you think about and you're going to put an arrow next to them. Are they pushing you up or pushing you down? So for example, in my family one, it was a +6, they pushed me up. Fitness, even though it was a -3, I don't like doing it. It pushes me up, it makes me feel better after I do it. So now I'm going to take this other list that I made and I'm going to do like an up or down. So let's see. Losing weight is neutral. It was a 3. But if I do it, I feel good about myself. So I'm going to give it an up arrow. Getting fit, 4.5. That's an up arrow. Being noticed, feeling attractive, a neutral, a 3. So you know what? Yes, if I feel attractive, it pushes me up, but I don't feel attracted at that time. so I'm going to give it a down arrow. Having a good time, even though it was a +5, at the time I kind of had like some other family things. I'm gonna kind of give it like a neutral, like a 0 point maybe. And then feeling good, 5.5. If I felt good, it did lift me up, I guess. So I'm going to give myself an up arrow. Okay, so now I put down my categories. I said if it lifted me up, I rated it on a scale of intensity of 1 to 6, and then up or down. So now, I just noticed I have a little misspelling there. Sorry. Okay. Now there's like this mini axis here. Wow, look at me. So maybe I shouldn't have published it right away. This should just be and or. There we go. That was that last one there. Okay. So now what I want to do is I would plot this out. Okay. So maybe the easiest way, I don't think I can actually write on this one. It's an image. So you might actually have to print it out, or what you could also do, if you don't want to print it out, you might have like your piece of paper here. It's a real easy thing to do really quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so what I did is I just kind of really quickly made my own graph as well. So then what I'm going to do is I would do, okay, my losing weight was neutral. It's a 3 up. So I'm going to probably just stay at my 0. And I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3. So this would be my losing weight point. My getting fit was a 4.5. So I'm going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4.5. And it lifts me up. So maybe I would just do the same number just to keep it easy. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's like a 4.5. So this would be getting fit. Let's see, being noticed, feeling attractive, it was a neutral, 1, 2, 3, and it made me go down, 1, 2, 3, so this would be attractive. Having a good time was a +5, but it was neutral, so I'm going to keep it here. And feeling good was a 5.5, and it pushed me up. So what I did was I basically just took those numbers. I wish I could find it here. There we go. There we go. And I put them on this graph. Okay. So I just kept the same numbers going up or back or to the side. Now what you really want to focus on is you really want to focus on the things that are above the line. So you're going to see that I circled these 3 things, and probably even narrowing it down to these ones, okay? The ones that are the highest. That's where your real power is right now. So if I did this graph, it would be like from 12 years ago. What I should spend my time and my power on is feeling good and getting fit. Okay, that's where your power's coming from. So that's like the little exercise that I want you to do today. Just kind of take your list, okay, write down if it was positive, negative. If you feel kind of neutral about it, you could put an N in there. And then you're going to rate the intensity of it on a scale of 1 to 6. And then you're going to think to yourself, does this activity, this category push me up, or does it pull me down after I've participated or interacted with this category? Okay. Then you can either print off this little mini graph and plot it, or if you have your own graph paper at home, you could do that. Or if you don't have that, you can just simply really quickly make your own little graph off to the side, and then you're going to plot your points. And what this is going to do is it's going to let you know where your personal power, your highest personal power is right now. And that's where you should maybe focus your time and energy. It's also going to let you know kind of where your lowest possibility states are. You know, if I don't feel very attractive or good about myself, that is kind of a lower possibility state for me right now. So this is a nice little visual just to kind of let you know where is your power that you can pull from that will lift you up as quickly as possible. All right. I hope that this little activity has helped someone today so that you can use your own personal power to first help yourself and then help others around you, because now more than ever, the world needs your power and it needs you. Also, join me tomorrow as I talk about how focus can help us increase our power, which I kind of alluded to just a little bit today. See you tomorrow. Peace and blessings.